Hi guys, and welcome back to the Caribbean Spot. In today's video, we are covering the green card holder. He's a Trinidad-born. He's a U.S. war veteran, and he's facing deportation from the U.S. Let's get into this video. Okay guys, so this article comes from the Trinidadian Guardian, and it's dated February 18, 2025. The headline reads, Trinidad-born war veteran facing deportation from the U.S. Okay, so here is a picture of the U.S. war veteran who is facing deportation, and his name is Marlon Paris, right? So the article states that Trinidad-born Iraq war veteran who legally lived in the United States for more than 20 years, is now facing deportation after being detained by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE. It went on to say, according to reports coming out of the United States via MSN News and Arizona Central, Marlon Paris, 44, who served 6 years in the U.S. Army with 3 deployments to Iraq, was arrested on January 22nd. I'm not sure if that's 2025 or 2024, near his home in Laveen, Arizona, as he made his way to an ATM. He is currently being held at a private detention facility in Florence, Arizona, while awaiting a February 27 immigration court hearing. The arrest has prompted the National Veterans Advocacy Group, Common Defense, to launch a petition demanding Paris's release, the reinstatement of his green card, and executive action to protect non-citizen military veterans, right? It went on to say that veterans, and this is by a guy named Jojo, it went on to say that veterans who have raised their hand to serve this country, regardless of what we send them to do, regardless of where they originated from, do not ever deserve to be tossed away. So the article goes on to say that Paris is a father of 7. His legal residency status in the U.S. was thrown into question after a 2011 conviction for a non-violent drug-related offense. He served 5 years in prison. Okay, so I want us to stop here for a minute and let's just review some of the facts we already know about Mr. Paris, right? We know that he's Trinidadian born, right? He is a father of 7 kids. We know that he lived in the U.S. legally for more than 20 years. He's detained by ICE in Arizona. He served in the U.S. Army for 6 years. He did 3 deployments to Iraq. We know that he's arrested. He was arrested on January 22nd. They did not specify a year, so I'm thinking that is 2025, right? And this was done near his home in Arizona. He is being held at a private detention facility, and we know that there are people advocating for him. Oh, February 27th is his immigration hearing, right? That, I guess, will determine if he gets to remain in the U.S. or if they're going to deport him. His legal residency status, it was said that in 2011, it was thrown into question because of a conviction he had and served 5 years in prison, right? This is the reason why he was arrested, because he has a criminal record, and that's it, right? Because of that 5-year conviction, because he was arrested, right? That is the reason why he's facing deportation. Because having a green card, you are allowed to work here in the U.S., live and work in the U.S., right? But along with that green card comes stipulations. certain rules and laws that you have to abide by. You have to be an upstanding citizen. Okay, I just want to add this, that having a green card does not provide absolute protection against deportation. And it does not matter if you serve the country or not, right? Green card holders can be deported if they violate certain provisions of the Immigration and Nationality Act, the NIA. And in this situation, this gentleman did by having a conviction, a criminal record, right? Some of the grounds for deportation are criminal convictions, right? Again, green card holders convicted of certain crimes, including aggravated felonies, drug offenses, or crimes involving moral turpitude, may be subjected to removal proceedings. If you commit fraud or misrepresentation, that is, for example, obtaining a green card through fraudulent means or providing false information, can lead to deportation. So another reason for deportation of someone who is a green card holder is something called public charge determinations. And it says the administration has implemented stricter public charge rules, assessing whether individuals are likely to become dependent on government assistance. If you're not working and you're going to become dependent on government assistance, right, then green card holders found to be public charges may face deportation, right? So if you are not working and you're just at home collecting government assistance, you can be deported, because remember what a green card is for: the opportunity for you to live in this country and work, not depend on the government. I know this is not regarding this man's situation, but I needed to put this out there for somebody who may have a green card, right, and may not know that this can be a reason that you can be deported. Okay, moving on. So his wife believes the arrest stems from U.S. President Donald Trump's intensified immigration enforcement policies, which prioritizes the removal of non-citizens with criminal records regardless of their military service. And I agree with her, right? They're not looking at if you serve the country, they're looking at if you broke the rules, right, while having a green card, while being a green card holder. And somebody might argue, well, this man laid down his life 3 times for the U.S. government. Yes, he did, right? However, did he break the rules? Yes, he also did. Should he receive a pass? I'm not sure. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe, right? What I see here is not complicated at all. But I know some people may say, well, how come Donald Trump is just doing this? He created new rules. He did not create new rules. He's just enforcing the rules, right? And the wife is correct. She identifies that all he's doing is enforcing the rules. Whereas past administrations, they were not enforcing these immigration rules, right? So you had people living here in the country for years, committing crimes and still having a green card. All Donald Trump is doing right now is cleaning up house, right? He's the one that's saying, hey, we have these rules in place. Let us enforce these rules. So I don't want people to be getting mad at him, right? I mean, you can get mad at him if you want. But all I'm just saying is these are not new rules being in place. All he's doing is enforcing them. Okay, so let's move on. The wife further states that they were taking care of the green card issue. She said nothing has changed except the president. Yes, prior administrations were not enforcing the immigration rules and policies. However, this administration is. Paris immigrated to the United States from Trinidad and Tobago in 1997 as a son of a naturalized American citizen. Okay, so Mr. Paris, joined the army in 2001, serving until 2007, when he was honorably discharged with diagnosis of PTSD and brain trauma from his time in armored tanks. In 2017, he successfully renewed his green card and traveled abroad several times with his family, with his wife and kids, right? Without incident. However, in October 2023, while returning from Barbados, customs officers at Miami International Airport confiscated his green card. So they took his green card. He was still allowed to enter the U.S. after they confiscated his green card, which I'm not sure how that process worked because I'm not an immigration lawyer or anything, but I just find it weird that he was allowed to come back in the U.S., right? Maybe because he had a lawyer working on his case or something. But let's continue. Although he had been consulting an immigration attorney to resolve the issue, ICE agents showed up 3 months later to detain him. What? So was this man arrested in what? January 2024? January 22nd, 2024? Or did they show up? Well, it would have to be January 2024, right? Because 3 months after October 2023, okay, there's some kind of discrepancy here. I'm believing that this man was arrested this year because the wife said the only thing that changed was the president, right? So I am thinking they got this line incorrect. So probably his green card got confiscated October 2024, right? That would make it 3 months after he was arrested by ICE, January 2025. So anyway, the last part says, Paris's arrest has heightened concerns among veteran advocates who fear that more immigrant veterans could face a similar fate. So according to USCIS.gov, it says being a permanent resident means that you have new rights and responsibilities, right? So your rights as a permanent resident: 1, live permanently in the United States provided you do not commit any actions that would make you removable under immigration law. And this is where this brother he fell short. Next point states, work in the United States at any legal work of your qualification and choosing. And the last one says, be protected by all laws of the United States, your state of residence, and local jurisdiction. Recent reports indicate an increase in enforcement actions targeting immigrants, including green card holders. During mandatory check-ins, I've seen a case out of California, and I'm going to make a video about that, where I guess it was a parole officer checking in with a parolee, and they called that person out of the building that they were in. And as the person came out to like check in with the parole officer, they were detained by ICE, right? So during mandatory check-ins and court hearings, these actions have led to detention and deportations, often affecting individuals with long-standing ties to their communities. So what are some recommendations for green card holders? Given the current enforcement environment, it is crucial for green card holders to 1, stay informed. Regularly update yourself on immigration policies as they can change rapidly. Seek legal counsel. If you have concerns about your status or potential legal issue, consult with an experienced immigration attorney. And maintain compliance, right? That is the number one thing you should do, is maintain compliance. Adhere to all U.S. laws and fulfill any immigration-related obligations to minimize risk. And this is what happened to this person. You know, I don't know the situation, how it unfolded years ago, but he did not maintain compliance, right? He was convicted. And sad to say that now he's going to be torn from his family. But how do you deal with situations like this, right? I mean, some may say this whole situation is unfair because this guy laid down his life for this country, so they should give him a pass because of what he did. And let us not forget that this man, Marlon Harris, was honorably discharged from the Army with 2 diagnoses: PTSD and brain trauma, right? And I'm unsure if he's receiving special care for his brain trauma through the VA offices or whatever it is, their care facility. Yeah, like, you're deporting him back to Trinidad. If he's receiving special medical treatment here from the VA, is he going to be getting that in Trinidad, or does he lose all that benefits as well, right? This one is really tricky. On the moral side, we would say, no, this man deserved to stay in this country because he has served this country, right? But if you look at it from, hey, did he break the rules? That perspective, yes, he did, right? Was it a one-time offense? It seemed like it, right? I don't know. I'm someone who sticks with the rules, right? Like, you broke the rules, then yes, you have to face the consequences, right? And he was aware because they were dealing with that, as the wife said, from 2011, right? And remember, she said in 2017, he successfully renewed his green card, right? Again, those times, it was under a different administration who were not enforcing the immigration policies, right? But anyway, I'm going to end this video right here. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what's your stance on this, right? Should this man be able to remain in the U.S. knowing that he served this country and maybe he might be getting medical help, specialized medical help from the VA office? Or should he be deported? Let me know your stance. See you on the next video. Bye.